Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to be sitting down and making friendship bracelets together. I will be attending the ERAS tour in Miami in just a little over a month. So I am in full swing with the friendship bracelet making, okay? We are in crunch time now. And I thought it would be so much fun to sit down with you guys and answer some of the questions that you guys asked me on my Instagram and make bracelets while we chit chat. So that is what we are going to be doing today in this video. If you guys are new, hi, my name is Alexis. I am 24 years old and I love Taylor Swift. So this channel is a lot of Swifty content, but if you want more Swifty content, I am always active on my Instagram and my TikTok. Both of those are on the screen and linked down below. But without further ado, let's get into your questions and the bracelet making. Okay, we got all of our supplies here. I went to the ERAS tour last summer when she was in the US. So I have a lot of leftover beads from then, but I also ordered some new beads because I wanted to make my bracelets a little more cute this time around. Last summer, I was making a lot of them with like the big pony beads, which is so cute, but I wanted more of like a clean, very aesthetic bracelet theme this time around. So I bought some new beads, which I will show you in a second. In this little pouch, I have all of the bracelets that I have made thus far. I believe I have about like 45 to 50 bracelets already made, but the beads that I chose this time around are a lot smaller, which I love, so it doesn't look like 50, but there's a lot in here. But one thing that I've learned since last summer is you always want to make more friendship bracelets than you think that you're gonna need. There were some shows that I went to last summer that I only brought like 15 to 20 bracelets and ran out before I could even get to my seat. And then there were other times where I brought like 30 and had a bunch left over. I guess it just depends, but I rather be safe than sorry. I'm making a lot for all the just in case scenarios, okay? I also asked you guys on my Instagram to ask me any of your Swifty ERAS tour related questions, so I have a bunch of them pulled up on my iPad. We're gonna go through all of them and start making friendship bracelets. Okay, I got a bunch of different beads. These ones are from my sister. These are like pearls, but they're like in all different colors. I have more from my sister. These are like pearls in like different shapes. I have my big thing of letter beads, and then I have more letter beads that are like organized. I prefer these rather than the ones that are just mixed all together. And then I have the pony beads that I used last year. And then I bought these really cute pearl and gold beads that I've been using for all of my bracelets that I've made thus far. And a little hack, I always tie the knots on the bracelet and then put nail glue over the knot, let it dry, and then hopefully they are harder to snap or break. I haven't had a bracelet break yet, so hopefully this works, but that is just always what I do just in case. And then the string that I use is the Stretch Magic string. I just got this from Michael's. I've used a lot of different strings, some from Amazon, some from Walmart, but this is just what I picked up this time. But let's go ahead and get started. I will say I am running out of like all of the necessary letters. I think this is when you know that you've probably made enough bracelets. Also, I'm a little bit delusional, okay? And some of the first bracelets that I made this time around were these really cute gold and pearl bracelets, and it says A Hearts T on it. Both of them do, just in case, you know, I run in casually to Miss Taylor Swift. I have a bracelet to give her, I guess. These will probably be staying with me, but it was very cute to make, okay? And that's just in case, you know? We never know. All right, before we get into the questions, the first bracelet that I am going to make first is, I think I'm gonna do a 1989 girly one because we have some light blue pearl beads that I think would be really cute. First question that you guys asked was, what are you gonna miss about the ERAS tour? When I think about it, honestly, like I think this era of being a Swifty is literally going to live in the history books for real. Like I think we as a whole are going to be reminiscing on this time in our Swifty lives for the rest of our lives. Even if we think of like the Taylor's versions, that's what gets me, is I think about that so often of like when all of this is over and like when all of the Taylor's versions, re-recordings have been released, like I honestly think that it is going to be such an amazing thing to reminisce on. The fact that I even got to relive 1989 is crazy. Like sometimes I think back to that and I'm like, that is just wild that she has been giving us the opportunity to relive all of these like wonderful, wonderful memories that we had as a kid, but like now we're in our 20s. Like it's just crazy, crazy to think about. So one of the biggest things that I'm gonna miss about the ERAS tour is honestly just like being in the ERAS era. Seeing the costumes and like watching these live streams every time when she's like halfway across the world. Like I think these are times where we're really, really going to not realize what we had until we don't have it anymore. Guys, I have no words. I think about this all the time and it just like leaves me mind boggled that like we're living in the same time as Taylor Swift doing the ERAS tour. Like I don't think we understand how lucky we are until it's all over and we're like looking back in retrospect of like, oh my god, that was insane. Like we know how big it is right now, but once it's over and the ERAS tour is officially done, I think it's really gonna hit us of like, oh my god, we got to go to the ERAS tour, we got to watch these live streams, we got to have an ERAS tour movie, we got to see all of these beautiful costumes that everyone just like handmade at home. Like it's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing. But I'm definitely just gonna miss like just the magic of like living in a time with the ERAS tour, if that makes sense. All right, next question is, what are your dream surprise songs for your show? I think we all know. So I am going to Miami night 2. There's a few surprise songs that I would literally like love to have, but probably my top one is Clean from 1989. Honestly, any 1989 songs I would be absolutely crazy for, okay? Like you don't want to be sitting next to me if she busts out a 1989 surprise song, okay? It's gonna be wild. But if I had to choose one 1989 surprise song, or like out of all of the songs she could sing, I would love to hear Clean. I haven't heard that one live since I went to the 1989 tour in 2015, and Clean is my all-time favorite Taylor Swift song. It got me through a lot when it came out, and it just has a very, very special place in my heart. I won't even get into all of the nitty-gritty, but it just has a very, very special place in my heart, so I would love to hear her play Clean. But some other songs that I would literally love to hear, some of my all-time favorite Taylor Swift songs like Mr. Perfectly Fine, Wonderland, The Very First Night from Red Taylor's version, like all of those I would be absolutely floored by. What's even crazier to think about is I have not been to the ERAS tour since the mashups were introduced. So the fact that there is a possibility of getting like 4+ songs in the surprise song set is mind-boggling to me. So I am literally just excited for, oh, there's beads flying everywhere, guys. I'm trying so hard to multitask. But literally the thought of hearing anything off of Taylor's discography that's not already on the set list is so exciting to me, especially if it's a mashup. I am so excited to see what mashups she comes up with. But all in all, of course, a girl is manifesting Clean because I love that song, but I literally will be happy with anything that woman comes up with, okay? All right, next question is, at what age did you start to make your fan accounts? All of them kind of happened at different ages. I actually started my first fan account here on YouTube. YouTube was my first fan account for Taylor. If you want to know more about that, I talk all about it in my Swifty story, or how I became a Swifty YouTube video. I'll have it linked down below for you. But I started YouTube at age 11, and then I made my Swifty Instagram and my Swifty Twitter when I was about 12, or about to turn 12. So it's been a while. It's been a while. Okay, I'm tying our first bracelet off. So like I said, I do put nail glue on the knot. So like I knot it a bunch of times. I literally have so many nail glues in here because I swear by this. Okay, and then I put a tiny, tiny little dot on the little knot, and then I just let it dry like that. Okay, next one we're gonna do, I think we're gonna do a little Clean bracelet. I did run out of E's. So what I did last summer is I took all of my F's and I took a Sharpie and drew a line to make it an E. So that's what we're gonna do now. If you get this one, don't look too closely, okay? All right, next question is, how many Taylor Swift concerts have you been to? Ooh, okay. So I started going to Taylor concerts when I was 11. My first concert was the Speak Now tour. So if we count all of, from Speak Now all the way to ERAS, I think 10. I think 10 in total, all of my life. And then Miami ERAS will be 11. That's exciting. So yeah, 10 in total so far. Next question is the mashup that hit you the most. So like I said, I have not been present for any mashups because she started them on the international leg of the tour, but one that I've had on repeat since she played it was the mashup of LOML and Don't You. Don't You is probably one of like my top Taylor Swift songs of all time. So hearing it mashed up with Love of My Life was absolutely iconic. It was so good. I literally will get in the car and instead of shuffling like the Tortured Poets department, because I've been doing that a lot since April, I will literally just go to SoundCloud or YouTube and listen to her live mashup of LML and Don't You. It's so good. That would have been an iconic mashup to be present for. My goodness. Next question is best Eras Tour memory. I have a lot. One of my favorite times was getting to take my husband to his very first Taylor Swift show. I also got to go with my Thea, who is the only reason why I am a Swiftie. She's the one who made me a Swiftie. More of that in my How I Became a Swiftie video if you want to watch that. And I also got to go with my high school best friend. So that was one of my favorite shows ever. It was such a good time. Another memory that always comes to mind when I think about like crazy Eras Tour memories is on opening night of the Eras Tour in Arizona. I was trading bracelets on the floor and someone came up to me and was like, hey, do you want to trade a bracelet and I'll give you a F the Patriarchy keychain? And I literally have it right here. They handed me an F the Patriarchy keychain from Taylor's online store and I gave them a friendship bracelet. And they were like, cool, thanks. And I was like, this is the greatest trade of all time. And I didn't have this merch piece yet. So I was like, are you kidding me? That was one of my favorite Eras Tour memories for sure. All right, next question is being a Swiftie / content creating your full-time job? I wish. No, I'm just kidding. But no, well, I would love to be a full-time Swiftie, are you kidding? I actually work in mental health. I got my degree in psychology and I love what I do. However, being a full-time Swiftie would be a dream. But this is seriously just a hobby that I have. I love social media. I also love photography, which is why I'm so passionate about Instagram. Like I said, I first started making YouTube videos when I was 11. Even though it was a Swiftie YouTube channel, I was still really inspired by like Bethany Moda, Steal a Babe 09. So I definitely like grew up in that era of like content creation before content creation was even a word we would use to describe it. And I've always had my Swiftie accounts, but a few years ago I was living in Japan at the time and I was really like down. I wasn't inspired by anything. I wanted to make my personal Instagram very, you know, aesthetic, Pinteresty. And then I decided like, well, I have a passion for photography and making things cute and flat lays and white aesthetic. Like I love that stuff. What if I just applied all of that and everything I love and put all of that into my Swiftie Instagram? And so that's just what I did. I started, you know, making these cute aesthetic pictures, but then like adding some Taylor Swift in there. Like instead of taking a really cute picture of like an iced coffee, instead of like a coffee cup, I would put it in like a Taylor Swift cup. Or like instead of taking a really cute aesthetic picture of like my Chanel perfumes, like switch them out for Taylor Swift perfumes. So it served me in a lot of ways and it made me very happy when I started putting like my passions of photography and aesthetic looking things and Pinterest into like something that I could be creative with, and just gave me that little serotonin boost I needed and like that creativity that I thrived for. So that was my very long-winded answer that probably didn't make any sense of, no, I do have a full-time job, but I love Swiftie content creation on the side. Like this is literally what I spend my Saturday and Sunday doing all day, every day. When I'm not working, I'm doing stuff like this, which I love. Next question is, how did you feel when you received a confidential message from Taylor Nation? Guys, I kind of talked a little bit about this in my Eras Tour film premiere experience video. I'll leave that down below in case you wanted to look at that as well. But the timing of it was crazy, okay? I was going through a lot at the time with like family and everything like that, and I remember waking up to the message and it felt so fake. Like you prepare yourself mentally for this like, oh my gosh, what if this happens to me moment for like all your Swifty life, okay? At least I did, okay? I've been dreaming about this message, this DM since I was like 12. So you really like never ever know how you're gonna react, and in the moment it felt so fake. Like I sent all my information to Taylor Nation, I did all the things, I checked all the boxes, I did all the things that they needed me to do, and afterwards I was like, is that actually happening? Was that real? Is that actually happening? So it really does feel fake until like you're in the car going to whatever event they invited you to. So I never really anticipated like feeling that until it actually happened, and you're just in denial. At least I was. I was like so scared of jinxing anything, so I was like denial, denial, denial. We have now officially finished 2 bracelets. This is what happens when I yap, okay? I can't focus. We are now on our 3rd bracelet. I am going to make a clown one because I think it's fitting. Anyway, next question. Did meeting Taylor feel like what you dreamed up in your head, or did it feel different? Honestly, I can't really say too much of how I felt the first time I met her because I was 14. I met her outside of Good Morning America, for those of you who don't know. It was on 1989 original release day. I was 14 years old. I was just freaking out the whole time, okay? The whole entire time I was not there, okay? I was somewhere else. This time when I met her at the film premiere, it weirdly felt very normal. Like, honestly, I think I compartmentalized all of my feelings and was like, okay, it's go time, it's go time. I don't think you guys understand. I spent so long in denial of like even going to the film premiere. Like I got the invite, what, like 2-ish weeks before the event? Something of the sort, I can't remember. It was at the end of September, and I was like denial, denial, denial. And then it happened, and like I remember the morning of the event, like I was talking to my best friend who also lives in LA. She was like, I think it's just gonna be like a media event, like probably a lot of celebrities there, like you'll probably get to watch her walk the red carpet. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You know, like I've never been to an LA event before, and Taylor hadn't met fans like that in so long. And so I was like, yeah, you're right. Like it's just gonna be like a little like red carpet. Maybe I'll get to see her, hopefully, right? So I was so ill prepared for that moment that when I realized it was happening and she was like going person to person, I was like, oh my God, my thoughts left my brain, okay? My thoughts left my brain. My Thea was standing right next to me, and when Taylor was talking to both of us, thank God she said something, because like I couldn't get things out. But I do remember like feeling so normal and calm, like, oh yeah, that's Taylor, that's Taylor. But the minute, okay, the minute my moment with her was over, it was like I was working up here, and then Taylor like finished with me, and it was like, oh, and then I let all the emotions out. Very different from when I met her when I was 14, because the minute I was with Taylor, I was sobbing. But now I'm 24 and know how to compartmentalize and push my feelings down, you know? Anyway, it's a skill that we all must learn, I guess. I will say, like, you do not and cannot prepare for like a moment like that. Like you can rehearse in the mirror all you want about like what you're gonna tell Taylor, what, all the things, but when the moment happens, everything leaves your brain, like everything. Anyway, it was a crazy moment, and I loved every single second of it. All right, next question we have, what is a really special friendship bracelet that you got, or one that you really like? I use this answer for every single time someone asks me this. I can't remember if it was Kansas City or LA. Somebody came up to me, okay? I have the bracelet, one second. Okay. This is the bracelet that I received, okay? Someone came up to me and was like, I made you this bracelet. It says clean in Morse code. Are you joking? This is seriously a bracelet that like I will think about all the time when somebody asks me this question. This is the first bracelet that I think of, because this is literally the most thoughtful thing I've ever received. It was just so cool. Like, who even could think about like writing like someone's favorite song in Morse code on a bracelet? That is just wild. So when I got that, I was like, are you kidding? That is seriously my favorite bracelet that I've ever gotten at the ERAS tour. It is so dang creative and thoughtful. All right, next question is, if you could have another song on the 1989 set list, what would it be? Obviously, I am biased, and I would pick like the non-singles like Wonderland or I Wish You Would. Oh my God. I Wish You Would go so hard. Or of course, Clean. But realistically, one that I I really thought she would put on the ERAS tour set list that she didn't was Out of the Woods. I remember when we all were seeing the rehearsal pictures for opening night of the ERAS tour, I remember there was like this photo that probably ended up being the Evermore set, but there was like kind of like a blue misty background with like some forest trees, and everyone was like dead set on like Out of the Woods is going to be on the set list, and that picture is from her performing Out of the Woods. And I was sold. I was clowning, if you will. Clown, hello. But indeed, Out of the Woods is not on the ERAS tour set list, but I really, really wish it was, because that would be so, so good. All right, we are on our last question as we tie up our last bracelet. What is your favorite tour outfit? There's a lot, there's a lot. Some of the Speak Now dresses I really, really love. I'm a sucker for a fit and flare ball gown, okay? But probably my all-time favorite one so far has been the new and improved 1989 outfits, specifically when they're matching, okay? I definitely prefer the old 1989 costumes from 2023 because I love me a matching set. However, when she does put these new ones together, like blue and blue, pink and pink, they are top tier. They are superior, okay? They are so, so, so good. When they're mismatched, I don't know. You can see my controversial opinion in my last video where we ranked every ERAS tour outfit. Okay, putting our last little drop of nail glue on this one, and we are done. We got through a few bracelets. I will say it's a lot harder doing bracelets when I'm yapping a bunch, but we got some done, adding them to the pile. Right now, I'll put in a little clip of all of the friendship bracelets that I have made thus far so you can get some ideas. I definitely looked up on like Pinterest and Google of like cute, funny Taylor Swift bracelet ideas, but I mostly just did Tortured Poets 1989 and clean bracelets, as you can probably see. I also will go ahead and list all of my supplies and materials down below in the description for you. All of them are from Amazon. I have a whole Amazon folder on my storefront of all of the bracelet making tools that I use, so all of those will be linked down below. Also, if you are going to Miami ERAS, please let me know. I would love to meet up and trade friendship bracelets with you. I can't wait to gear up for the ERAS tour next month with you guys on this channel, so if there's anything that you want me to film, please let me know. We got a lot of ERAS tour content coming up, all right? If you also want more Swifty content, I will have all of my social medias linked down below. Check them out if you want more Swifty content. But thank you guys so much for sitting down and making ERAS tour friendship bracelets with me. I had a blast, and I hope you guys have the best day ever, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!